Look at that. That is a winter mist. That is an Ochil Hill. And I'm a Gingerman. And yes, we're in the midst of a frozen time. And I was driving here and I thought, I'm never going to see anything. It's foggy, it's misty. And then I got to the end of the Ochils, came to Blairlogie, which is where we are today. And look, we're in the clearest patch. And then I bumped into my old pal Sheena, who I used to work with. She's come along today just to spice things up and make things a little bit hotter than usual. And there's also the Wallace Monument sort of poking out the mist as well. We're getting closer to Stirling, but before we get there we've got to explore around Blairlogie. I fancy going up there. I don't know about you. So aye, Blairlogie, show me what you got! Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a can is here to make your day. Gingerman with a can would like to hear you say today.
This place doesn't have like anything in the way of a shop, and I know before going hiking into the hills in the frozen weather, you got to go and get some juice. Look at the sky is all the cold colours. This eagle or falcon is got frozen bits all over it. Squirrel's frozen. There's a Highland coo. Please do not sit or climb on our Highland coo. Farm shop and coffee boffy entrance. This is the way to go. So by the time this episode comes out, it's almost Christmas. So this is almost a Christmas episode. Feels like Christmas. Look, everything's Christmassy, and it couldn't be more Christmassy with the weather. This isn't a coffee shop. This is like Fleming's, or is it? This is like someone's front lounge. Oh aye. There you go. 15 days to Christmas. Now you know what day it is. This is cool. You can just do a wee. You can do a wee shop. It's like an expensive shop, but you know it's nice stuff. Really nice stuff. I wonder if it's all local. Yeah, that could be your monk's bench.
Yes.
For the price of $6.99. Yes, you heard me right. $69. Coffee. Go back out into the cold. Right, just to show you how quick the mist's moving. Look, over there, the monument's gone. Right, update. Jump back in the car and came to leave the car here to the Blairlogie orchard. That's where we are. Woo, it's cold. Look at this. Welcome to Blairlogie orchard. Look about you. That's the motto for Clackmannanshire. It's hard to see it because it's icy, you got to scrape it. Ah, don't do that. Ah, it's cold. Right, wait there. Bonnie Blairlogie. Blairlogie Conservation Area consists of a whole village of Blairlogie. Wander through the tranquil streets to see many fine examples of vernacular architecture. What does that mean? Help me out. Among the notable historic buildings is Blairlogie Castle, built by Alexander Spittal in 1543. More information in the village can be found at that website. Okay, to the east of here you can see the remains of an old orchard which date back to the early 1800s. It's been designated. You get the idea. I'm struggling to read it because it's so icy, eh? It's hard. Please take your letter home. We will. Right, let's head in. This is exciting. It's like a winter wonderland. What's happening at Demaya? It's like a scene out of a movie, a period set movie. See, this is adding to the the Victorian feel of the day. Fenham. Is it a house, a cottage? It's the back of something, but it adds to the aesthetic of this place. I think this is it. I think this is the main village of Blairlogie. It is really cute though. It's like a wee Postman Pat village. That's how I refer to villages that are really small. It reminds me of being a kid watching Postman Pat, thinking, I wish I lived in a Postman Pat village. The Festival of Christmas Trees at Logie, Kirk. It's cold. We've come out in the main Logie Square. Look at this picturesque house. I took a picture of it. You got the cold frozen mist coming over. And look, just the whole wee bit. Look. This is unbelievable. This is like almost like a film set round here, this exact location. And it's super like low key at the end of the foothills. I've never heard of this place before. But to be fair, as you'll probably notice, I've quite clearly never heard of anywhere. Just another quaint little cottage. So cold. We're going this way towards the Logie Kirk, because that's where we're going to find history. Is that frozen spider webs? That's mad. It looks like fake spider webs. Right, we're looking for the Kirk, and the plan is we're going to try and do a loop walk along here, and hopefully not all the way into the hills, because I mean you can see it's freezing. It's probably even colder up there. That's not too bad. It's a bit hard to film at times because your horns get cold, but you know, I'm a trooper. I'm ginger, so we've got an extra layer of protection on our skin to help us fight the cold. That's a tree. That's a real tree. See, when I'm out in nature, like I look at nature and there's a feeling of internal comfort, and then when I see that, there's a feeling of internal discomfort. We've found the Kirk. I can see it and it looks majestic. It looks like an absolute cracker. And look, what's happening behind us? The hills are appearing. The hills are alive. And this is our path up. But first of all, we're going in here. I'm excited. So I'm going to whip my phone out when we get there, and I'll find some Blairlogie history. But here right now we're at the Logie Church. Now this is a find. And it looks really like wintry and Harry Pottery. And this is big. Here we go. Wow, this is huge. A place to be put to rest. This is one of the reasons why I do this every time, because everywhere I go, somewhere has something. Doesn't matter how big or small the place is, there's something nestled there. It's got a name for a reason. This place has a name. This is Logie Kirk. Interestingly, Blairlogie is actually in the county of Stirling. Blairlogie forms part of the parish of ancient Logie Kirk, which is where we're standing right now, which lies to its west. It comprises mainly of 17th and 19th century cottages and was one of Scotland's earliest conservation villages. You can see why. So that wee village we walked through, I guess, was one of the earliest conservation villages. At the foot of Castle Law, and giving its name to the hill, stood Blairlogie Castle, also known as the Blair, built in 1543 by Alexander Spittal and surviving until the 20th century. Right, I'm sure we read something about that. There's an abandoned copper mine to the east of the village, but we're at the west. So once again, when you come to these really small places, you tend to find that there is a surprising amount of history attached. In memory of George Morrison, 28 years, he's young, teacher in Menstrie. It makes sense that we've got people who lived in Menstrie buried here, because Menstrie is just along the road. It's possibly one of the most, I don't know, inspiring and beautiful churchyards I've visited. As you enter the stone gates of the churchyard, you will notice an impressive granite Celtic cross marking the grave of Reverend R. Menzies or Mingus Ferguson, who died in 1921 and was a parish minister for 36 years. Look at this, this is so well preserved. This is a lot of the reason this is such a popular churchyard, obviously. But this is important. There's been a church in this area since 1380. Now, to put that into context, not even your gran kens anyone who was alive in 1380. The ruin of the original church stands 500 yards to the north of this site. The present church was built in 1805 on land gifted by Sir Robert Abercrombie. It was extended in 1901 to its current form, and you're most welcome to join us for worship. Don't worry, you won't burn. It's quite an inviting building as well, and I can imagine in the evening if you've got lights up, it would look even more impressive. You just pointed this out to me. I've never seen this before in any graveyard. If anyone know what this is for? I can't read it. It's like an old scroll at the bottom. It's placed in a rock. This is different. We're lost. This graveyard's so big you can get lost trying to find the way out.
Duncan Henderson Oldville, that's the guy that was on the church.
There we go. They've really blended in. The newer graves with the older ones. You don't see that often. It's usually a separate churchyard. But here it's all together.
We also saw they died in the 70s and then...
Yeah, someone died in 2020.
Until 2020.
We are walking on some history. Right, let's find our way. There's a wee path up the side here. We'll head up. And actually, it gets even more crazy because there's an even bigger bit over there with even newer graves. There's a lot of people been buried here. Okay, so we've found a shortcut. We definitely didn't come this way. But we came round.
Look.
Oh, look! It's an old grave! Holy moly, you're good at finding stuff. We found an old grave amongst rubble. We mark accident 18th aged, but we don't know what. Oh, it's like cut off all the words. It's like a mystery. Let's get on that. Look, just found out in here. That's really cool. Our wee marker accident 18th of aged. Does anyone know anything? Why has this been chucked out? Is it an accident? It's amongst all the rubble. Moving on. That was exciting. Right, we're heading up a wee hill. It's not too bad. And you know something? The hills will help warm us up. I already feel warmer. And the ground's so hard, like it's not slippy at all. It's making the ground so much easier to walk on. We're not up high enough to see anything yet, but it feels like that was, you could tell by breathing, that was an incline. It got pretty heavy at the end. But my thinking is we're going to go up here, there's going to be a turn right, and then there's also going to be a bench, and we'll sit on the bench, and I'll have my can of juice, and we'll fly the drone, and everything will be okay. How's that sound, Sheena?
Perfect.
Perfect. Still heading up the way, but it's eased off a little. It's really misty looking back the way. I see blue skies. Look at this side, and then look back there. It's like two different worlds. But we're moving into the blue skies. And I think when we fly the drone up, we're going to see the top of the Ochils Hills, and the whole of Clackmannan and Shire and Fife, and everything just off the Forth River, just in a fog of mist. Right, I think it's flattening off up here. I might have killed Sheena bringing her up. This cold hiking weather. Nah, she's doing good. She's not dead. That was a hill, but all of a sudden it's like we've just walked out of this mist and we're into some some sort of blue heaven land where everything's sunny and clear. So I got the drone up, and I'm saying it now, I'm putting it out there, best drone footage of the year. Like, it was literally watching a cloud inversion at the top of a mountain, only we were flying around the Wallace Monument and you could see the Ochils hills, and that was it. And that's all you needed to see, because you could see a bright burning ball of fire, blue skies, and by the excitement in my voice you can tell I cannot wait to share it with you. Anyway, we're walking back on down, because it's really cold. I had to put all my batteries back on charge because the cold weather is draining my batteries rapid. Yeah, so we're just going to have a careful walk down here. I also didn't manage to drink all my iron brew during the drone flight. One, because I was in too much awe, and two, because the can is freezing cold. It's probably -8 here now.
I can hear like drums.
It's
Can
like
you?
even at the drums. It's like the beginning of the Battle of Bannockburn again. Once again, big shout out to my loyal and lovely patrons. I appreciate yous all greatly, and I'm glad yous can be here with me, and I hope you're enjoying all the extra patron content that I'm putting out. And if you're not a patron, well, you're missing out, and I'll tell you a little bit about what you're missing out on. You're missing out on all the extra stuff that I film when I'm out now, that I put in the patron footage, and I also narrate myself on Google Maps, going over the route I took, if you fancy that. And it can be as little as £3 per month. It's like sponsoring a baby tiger or something, only you're sponsoring a Gingerman to go out and film. We're going this way. This is different to the way we came. I hope it's a path. It looks like a path until you get to this bit, and then it looks like, and I'm saying this is definitely a path, because we're trying to go, oh god. It's the Hobbit path. Right. Do you want me to go through and just check that it's worth it? Hey, it was worth it. I don't know if it's a path, but we're through. You alright?
Yeah, I took my hat.
Took her hat. We'll just trek through here. This is proper rambling, this. You can see the Logie Kirk in yonder. Yeah, this is pretty much the worst route I could have taken. We'll go down this way because I think the path's down here. Sometimes I like to go off route because I know there's a tree swing about here. I also know that sometimes you have more fun going off the chosen path. Just make your own path up. That's a metaphor for life. Oh, aye. Cheers. This is a collapsed hut that was once used by local youths trying to find a new place to hang out and drink, but due to lack of engineering experience they were unable to build a sound structure, and thus on the first evening collapsed in on them, resulting in a smashed bottle of Buckfast. What can I say about Blairlogie? You get a nice coffee, beautiful views of the Ochils Hills, and there's an absolutely fantastic churchyard, a surprisingly fantastic churchyard. Surprising because you expect it just to be a tiny, worn out old church, but it wasn't at all. And it was busy and packed full of different stories in people's lives. So yeah, this is something different. This is kind of on the similar theme to Ochils last week, where, you know, we're not really in a built up village or area, but we're in a piece of land that's historical, and you know, there's a small amount of people still left living there. What she found? Right, so she found a tree swing, not just to make things even better, and this is not the one we seen earlier. Looks awfully high for me. I might have to leap to get on this, but oh, nice. It's right next to some sort of horse show place. There's two! There's the big boy one, and then there's the little boy one. I'm going to the little boy one. First things first, you've got to adjust your man bits. You know what? I've had better, but it's okay, it's good. Yep. This place is a festive treat. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round. I'm sure when I was in Alva, I said, I bet this place is magical at Christmas. And I'm not quite in Alva today, but I'm still in the Hillfoots area. And I don't know if Blairlogie counts as a Hillfoot village, but you know, it's a Hillfoot village to me today. And it's delivering absolute perfection. Anyway, let's say wrap this thing up and head back to the car park. What's through there? There's another tree swing. I'm not going to sample it, but it's the fact that there's all these tree swings in this woods.
1, 2,
3. And you can bet your bottom dollar that there's probably going to be more. I think it's got silly string on it. Oh look, it's like a sunny day over here. Coming out in this open bit, it just opens up and we've just got this clearing, and it's just wonderful. That's the word to describe it. It's wonderful because you are in pure wonder looking around. Like, and you're watching films and you're imagining things in your head when watching and trying to experience that sort of vicarious life through TV. Kind of like what you're doing through Gingerman. This is really happening. That's what it feels like. It's got that atmosphere that you kind of create in your head. And this is actually here. Total winter wonderland. As you can see, the blue sky has gone and it is getting misty and icy cold again. Right, okay, we're coming back to the Blairlogie village. That's better, they even feel more comfortable. Thank you.
You can like tuck them in.
Right, yeah.
Or like do whatever.
That's better, I'm less likely to fall over. You know, every time it gets too hot now in my life, I'll just come back and watch this episode and remember the time it was cold. There's another tree swing on the hill that we seen earlier. This is the sort of place where your car breaks down and so you go to a door and some old person answers it and goes, "Oh, why don't you come on inside?" And next thing you know, you're turned into soup. Nah, it's absolutely beautiful here. There's that amazing Montana cottage. I'm saying you rent that out. That's got Airbnb written all over it. It's like a piece of art, eh? Or like a picture. It's like a perfect picture. Anyway, we'll go back this way. Oh aye, look at this. It is a Christmas card. Christmas card. It's a Christmas postcard is what I'm trying to say. It's a Christmas postcard. This whole place is. I like Blairlogie. This is one of these small places you would want to live because it is so close to sterling and dollars just along the road too. Telekutri's got loads of shops. It's got the... oh man. It's got like the wee white houses that are on Skye. If you look through here, there's the famous Blairlogie pirate ship. Actually, I think it's in someone's back garden. I love this little pathway. This is amazing. Is this a garden? Is this like someone's garden or a wee public chill space? I don't know. You know, and I don't like to pick favourites because, you know, people get jealous, but this is up there. Especially in this area. I was going to say in Clackmannanshire they would look about you, but technically this is in Stirling, so Stirling nicked this village. This is Blairlogie. That's the cafe entrance up there where we started, and then this is where we parked just along here where it says park. As I said, Blairlogie ain't much, but it packs a punch because it's stunning. And the location, like, you don't get much better because you have the sense of being out in the middle of nowhere whilst being right in the centre of Scotland. And that's not a bad thing. Look at the pond in there that's almost frozen over. Look at that. That's someone's front garden pond. I always get like one frozen finger when I'm out, and today it's this one. None of us have gloves. This one, my middle one, I've got a frozen middle finger. And here we are, Blairlogie orchard. We made it back and the car is not frozen over yet. I'm gonna have to go home because it says no overnight parking, so no staying over. But that's fine because I like my bed in the winter, it's really cold. Anyway, that all aside, this place is amazing. What a random, strange, fascinating place. It's not even in Clackmannanshire, it's in Stirling Council. So this is officially my first place I've done in Stirling Council. The drone footage of the Wallace Monument in the mist was, for me, 10 out of 10. What an amazing way to cap off the year, and what an amazing way to celebrate Christmas. So I hope you all have an amazing Christmas, and Blairlogie, thanks for having me. Peace!